Welcome back programmers. In the today's section we are gonna create a translator using Tkinter. So this is awesome project and this is our first project, and if you don't know what is Tkinter, how to use Tkinter, so just check out my previous video. So this is the second video on the playlist of Tkinter. So let's begin how to create a translator using Tkinter. So first I'm gonna create a new project and I'm gonna name it Translator. I don't know spelling is right or not, but I'm gonna create. Okay, in here I'm gonna create a new text document, not a folder. I'm gonna create a new text document and name it Translator .py because we are creating a project in Python. And then I'm gonna open this project in my Visual Code IDE. So this is my IDE Visual Code, and in here we are gonna create our project. But first you have to download Google Translate, and for that just write in your any command prompt, like if you are using Conda, so just write Conda install Google Trans. So this is the code. And if you are using pip, so just write pip install Google Trans. So that's how you can install Google Trans. I have already installed, so I'm not gonna install again. Okay, now that you're done installing, let's just use from Google Trans import translator. So we just import translator from Google Trans. Let's run this program. You can see we ain't got error, it means our program runs successfully. Now let's create a one variable, and in this variable we are gonna add any other languages, and we are gonna translate any other languages to English. So let's create a text equal to, so I chose a Chinese language from Google, and I'm gonna just paste that article in here. And remember, add article in 3 quotation. You can see I just add 3 quotation. You can use single too, but some language has special character, so use 3 quotation. Now that we got a Chinese language, now let's translate this text into English. And again you can choose any language in here, even you can choose. And for that let's just create a variable, and you can name it anything. I'm gonna name it trans equal to translator. Translator is a module. Translator dot, we can use translator dot translate, but first let's just create translator. So all the package of translator is gonna store in trans. Now that we got translator, let's just first detect which of these is language. It means how we know which language is entered user, and for that we got function. But first we are gonna create a variable. You can name it anything. We are gonna create a detect equal to trans dot, we got a function in here detect, and in the function we are gonna just add one parameter trans, which is the, sorry, not trans, text, which is our text. Okay, now let's just print detect. I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna open this. You can see here we got language equal to ZH and CN, and confidence equal to 1.0. Now what is ZH and CN? So this is the language code. It means this is the short form of language. Now just go in the Google, there is a whole list available in code. You can see here we got all of the language and its code. So you can see here ZH is a Chinese. So that's how you can detect the language. Now that we detected a language, let's just translate that language. First I'm gonna comment in here detected language. Now let's just translate the language, and for that I'm gonna create command line translated language. Now let's create variable translated equal to translator, or you can say trans dot, we got function translate, and in here I'm gonna just pass text. Okay, text. Okay, we got a translated text in the translated variable. Now let's just print translated. You can see I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna run this. You can see I got a whole article translated in English. You can see here I got src equal to zhcn, destination equal to English. It means source equal to Chinese and destination equal to English, and text equal to all of International Service for Human, the translated language. That's how you can translate the language, but we don't need this destination and SR source code for now, and for that I'm gonna just print translated dot text. Let's save and run. You can see here I got only text in here, International Service for Human Rights wish. So this is the translator, and that's how you can translate the language, any language from English. Now how to change the language. This is the smart project. If you entered any language in here, this is gonna translate that language into English. But what if you don't do English, if you want any other language? So, and for that we are gonna just do is we are gonna enter dest equal to, and in here your language code. Now I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna add a language, and let's try Hindi language, and for that I'm gonna just enter HI, save the project, and I'm gonna run the project. And you can see we got Hindi language in here, but Hindi language is not supported in my terminal, so I'm gonna copy this language and I'm gonna paste in my editor, and that's how we can see a Hindi language. Let's paste in here, and you can see we got Hindi language मानव अधिकार के लिए अंतरराष्ट्रीय सेवा आप सफलता की कामना. So that's how you can translate the language from any to any. Okay, now that we know how to translate language, let's create a Tkinter project to translate the language, and for that I'm gonna just comment it now, and I'm gonna remove this text, and for now I'm gonna enter text equal to string. Okay, now let's import Tkinter. From Tkinter import star. Okay, now let's create a loop for Tkinter. I'm gonna just cut this and I'm gonna paste it in later, and for now I'm gonna use main loop in here, and for that I'm gonna create a variable root equal to tk and root dot main loop. Let's run this. You can see here we got a body of Tkinter. Now let's change the geometry. If you don't know what is geometry, let's try root.geometry. We can change the display size using geometry if you want. So let's change geometry to 700 into 700. I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna run this. Okay, You can see here I got 700 into 700 display. This is too huge. I'm gonna use 600 into 600. Okay, this is good for now. Okay, now let's create a application of translator, and we are gonna name it all-in-one code translator. So our project is gonna look like this. So let's just design the application. So this is our body, and first we are gonna add a entry in here. So let's say this is our entry, and let's say this is our output. And in here we are gonna create a button. So let's say this is our button. And in here we are gonna create a combo box to choose which language you want to choose to translate and which language you need to translate. So this is our entered language. If we don't want to do this, it's okay, because Google Translator is automatically gonna detect the language. So let's just add which language you need to download. Okay, translate. So let's say this is our combo box. Which language you need to convert, translate the language. Okay, so that's a basic design of our project. So let's create this, and for that first let's create a label to advertise our project name. So the label is adlbl equal to label, and the text is, we are gonna choose only one text for whole project. So in Notepad I'm gonna choose a text. So let's say I'm gonna choose Cambria Math because I like math. Okay, and here I'm gonna just enter text equal to a text name Cambria Math, and the font size is 23 is okay for now, and font background is blue. Okay, I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna pack this. But in this project we are gonna use grid. Now if you don't know what is grid, check out my previous video. So let's say adlbl.grid, row equal to 0, column equal to 0. Okay, save this project and let's run this project. Okay, I made a mistake in here. Text equal to, I want to add all-in-one code translator, and font equal to Cambria Math and 23, and FG equal to blue. Now let's save and run. You can see here I got all-in-one code translator, and I'm gonna use a function sticky equal to west. Now if you don't know what is sticky, you can see here we got a lot of parameters in here: column span, in, iPad X, iPad Y, pad X, pad Y, row spawn, or sticky. So I'm gonna use here sticky to stick the label. And in here you just entered a direction like north, east, west, south. Even you can enter north and east. Let's save and let's run. I think this is not gonna affect our label, but let's just enter. You can see this is still in here. And remember to add a root in here, because what if you have a multiple display? Okay, I changed the font because margin doesn't matching to our label, so that's why I changed the font into Times New Roman, and now we got a label like this. You can see here all-in-one code translator, and I'm gonna change the color to purple. Okay, this seems pretty nice. Okay, let's create a 2 entry in here to get text from user. So, and for that I'm gonna create a comment line. get text from user and entr equal to entry, and I'm gonna use a grid entr.grid, and in here I'm gonna enter row equal to 1 and column equal to 0. Save and run. Okay, we got a tiny entry in here, but first I'm gonna change the font size in here of Google in all-in-one code translator, not a Google. Okay, I'm gonna change the font size into 50, and I'm gonna change this size and color is red, and the size is 23. Okay, now that we got a label and a entry, let's change the entry width, and for that I'm gonna just go in here and write width equal to, let's say I want width 40, and I'm gonna save this project and I'm gonna run this project. You can see here I got a width in here, and the width is 40 and the entry is looking good for now. Okay, now let's enter a space between two objects, and for that I'm gonna use paid x and paid y, and in here I'm gonna use paid y equal to, let's say I want to space 7. Okay, now let's run the program. You can see here I got a 7 space between two objects. Okay, in here we are gonna just add a text in here, and then we are gonna submit the button. But first let's create a option menu so user can choose which language user want to convert the text, and for that we are gonna create a option menu, and for that I'm gonna create a variable opt equal to, we got function option menu, and opt.grid row equal to 2 and column equal to 0. And in here you can see option menu required 3 argument, master variable and value. So let's just add that 3 value. So the first one is root, and the second one is variable. So let's just create a variable. In here I'm gonna create a variable. So let's create opt variable where equal to root dot string variable. Okay, only string variable, because we imported all of this stuff from Tkinter, and that's why string variable. And in here we are gonna set the option list, and for that we are gonna use opt variable dot, we got function set, and in the parameter we are gonna just add option list 0. Okay, let's save this and let's use that variable in here, opt variable. Now let's create a option list. In here just add option list equal to, we are gonna add all of the value which we want to show in the option list. Okay, so we are gonna display the codes of the languages, but for now I'm gonna choose few codes only. Okay, so the first one is Hindi, so I'm gonna just go in here and enter Hindi, and the second one is, let's say, Chinese, and for that I'm gonna use ZH. Let's add these two. Let's add Spanish now. Control C, and in here Control V. Okay, let's choose English now too, and in here English. Okay, this is enough for now. Okay, now let's add that option variable in here, option list. Okay, let's save the program, let's run. Okay, option list is not defined, and that's why I'm gonna cut this and paste it in here because we need option list. Okay, now let's run. You can see here we got a tiny option list in here, Hindi, ZH, ES, English. So that's how you can create a option list in here. Okay, so we are gonna add the first one is choose language. Let's save and let's run. You can see here we got a choose language in here, Hindi, ZH, ES and EN. Okay, now let's create a button, and I'm gonna just comment in here option list in here. Okay, now let's create a button in here, hashtag button. Okay, btn equal to button, and the text is translate, and the font is, I'm gonna copy this font in here and paste it in here. Okay, and I'm gonna use button.grid same as like this and paste it in here, and row is 3. Okay, let's run, but first let's change the entr to btn. Let's save and let's run now. You can see here I got a translate button in here, but I'm gonna change the color and the size of this button. Okay, so the color I want is blue, and the size I want is 20, and I'm gonna change the list to option 2. Let's try change the option, font equal to Times New Roman, and the size is 23, and the color is red. Okay, you can see I got error because I put in the wrong function. Let's try this now. Okay, it didn't change the font, I don't know why, but let's leave it for now. Okay, now that I got a button, let's create a function for this button, and for that I'm gonna create def trans, and in this function I'm gonna just print the option value for now. Let's say opt value equal to, I'm gonna use this variable optvar.get, optvar.get. Okay, let's just print optval, and I'm gonna use this command in here, command equal to trans. Let's save and let's run. Okay, the dict key object is not subscribable. What is problem in here? Okay, let's just first print button is done, button is pressed. Let's save and let's run. Okay, so the problem is in here. Okay, so the problem was in the option menu because I entered a font in here. So let's create a function for our button again, def trans, and I'm gonna just print pressed. Let's save. Just enter command equal to trans. Let's save and let's run. Okay, whenever I click in here, you can see just pressed print. Let's just print now the value of this option value. So optval equal to optVariable dot get, and let's just print optval. Let's save and let's run. Let's try this is printing or not. Let's just, okay, you can see here we got a choose language. Let's try again, and I'm gonna enter hi. Okay, you can see this is printing Hindi. Let's try another. Yes, this is working, and that's how you can use the option value. Okay, now let's create a translator. So how we are gonna do this? And for that we got the value of option. So we just need to do is create another variable. So the variable is text equal to string variable, and we are gonna add this string variable into this entry because we need the text from the user, and for that text variable equal to text. Okay, we got the text from user. Now we just need to translate and print that text, and for that I'm gonna create another variable ttext equal to text dot get, and then I'm gonna print the text ttext. Let's save and let's run. Okay, let's try to enter a value in here. Let's translate. You can see this is printing. Okay, now let's enter another language like Chinese. Let's print this. You can see this is still printing. Okay, now let's close this and let's translate this. Let's create a variable translator equal to translator, and let's first print the label to which language is detected. Let's say detected equal to translator dot detect, and in here I'm gonna just enter the text ttext, and I'm gonna create a label. So I'm gonna copy this label and paste that label in here, and I'm gonna change the label adlbl. Okay, and I'm gonna just enter a comment line in here, print, okay, display detected language. Okay, in here I'm gonna use f-string. Now if you don't know what is f-string, check out my previous video. Okay, in here I'm gonna just remove this, and I'm gonna use detected language is, and I'm gonna use f-string in here, and I'm gonna display detected dot, we got function lang. Okay, that's it, and I'm gonna print this in the row 4. Let's save and let's run. Okay, let's try English first. You can see here detected language is F5. I don't know why it says F5. Let's just print a hi, my name is Logan. Okay, you can see detected language is English. We got English. That's how you can detect the language. Okay, I'm gonna change this color into, let's say I want a gray color, gray 99. Okay, and I'm gonna change this font to detected language is okay. Okay, now that we know which language user entered, now let's translate that language, and for that I'm gonna create a hashtag translate language, and in here we are gonna create a function translated translated equal to translator dot translate, and in here we are gonna just simply add the t text, and the second one is important. Now that we got which language user want to translate that font, so we are gonna simply use option list in here, and for that let's say opt value. But what is opt value? Opt value is Hindi, ZH, ES, EN, any value user enter. So opt value is our destination, so dest equal to opt val. Okay, we just translate our font, or you can say text. Now let's just first print the text, and for that I'm gonna just print translated. Okay, let's save and let's run. Okay, I'm gonna use a Chinese language, and in here I'm gonna just enter a Chinese language and translate. This is holding. Okay, you can see we got invalid destination language. Okay, let's solve this. Let's just print first. Okay, I made a mistake in here. Let's run this program again. Let's print the Chinese value in here. Okay, what my mistake was, I just entered a choose language. I have to choose one of these options. So let's say I want to convert this into Hindi. Let's try. This is holding. This is kind of not responding now, but still this is working. Okay, hold on a second, and boom, you can see I got Hindi language in here. So that's how you can translate the text using Tkinter. Now what we want to do is, let's just print this value. Okay, I'm gonna close this, and in here I'm gonna just print that text value in here. So I'm gonna just create a variable in here. Let's say the variable name is, first I'm gonna enter a comment line, print display the translated text. This is the good habit to enter a comment line. Okay, t equal to, this is my variable name, text, we got a text field in here, and in here I'm gonna just add height and the width. Height is, let's say 5, and the width is, let's say 67. Save, and t.grid, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste this in here, and I'm gonna change row into 5. Save and let's run. Okay, let's just add a quick text in here, hello, and I'm gonna choose Hindi. Okay, you can see I got a text field in here. That's how you can create a text field, and I want to change the height and width. Okay, so I'm gonna add the row equal to, row is fine, but I'm gonna change the height equal to, let's say 20, and the width equal to 85. and you can see we got a huge text field in here. Let's say I want 70 is okay for now. Okay, let's just now insert a text in here, and for that we got a function t.insert, and in here just add a text. So text is translated, and let's say translated, and I'm gonna save this and run this. Let's try this. Hello, and I want hello in the Hindi language. Okay, we got an error in here. So this is say no network connection. Okay, my network is disconnected. I don't know why. You have to connect your network. Okay, now let's try this again. I connected my net. Okay, let's say I want to print hello, I am Logan, and I'm gonna choose Hindi language to translate. Okay, now we got another error, missing one required positional characters. Insert is missing a one required argument. Okay, so the parameter you have to pass is insert. So the first parameter is insert, and the second one is translated, which we translate the text. So we have one problem. When we run this, you can see, let's say welcome all in one code, and when I run this, you can see we got translated source equal to English and destination equal to Hindi and text equal to एक कोड में सभी का स्वागत and pronouns and extra data. We got a lots of stuff in here. We just need is text. So let's say, and for that we are gonna use translated dot text, so we can get only the text. Now that's how you can create a translator in Tkinter. Let's run. Okay, now let's add some value. Okay, I'm gonna add my name is Logan and I am 19 years old. Let's translate to Hindi. You can see here we still got मेरा नाम लोगन है, एक मैं 19 साल का हूँ. So the problem is in, let's just create another variable equal tr equal to translated dot text, and let's just print tr in here. Save this program and run. Let's say my name is Logan. I want to translate in Hindi, and boom, you can see we got मेरा नाम लोगन है आ गया है हिंदी में. So that's how you can translate the language from any to any. Let's try in ZH. Okay, so in well destination language, let's try another. So I don't know which language is Google supporting, so let's just go in the official page of Google Trans, and you can see here this kind of language is Google supporting, AFSQ and lots of language. So let's just copy AF, and I'm gonna copy some few languages from here into here. So Hindi is supporting, so I'm not gonna change the Hindi, AF, and I'm gonna copy and paste some few languages. Okay, I just changed the language. Let's run this program now. Let's enter the text in here. Hello, my name is Logan. Let's choose the language F. Okay, so AF is the African language, so this is not gonna change anything. Let's try another language, ASQ. You can see here the language is changed. Hello, Emery, Im, Este, Logan. So that's how you can change the translate the text in here. You can see the detected language is kind of weird. I'm gonna change the detected language color. gray 99 into gray 20. Okay, I just add a few another language. Let's save and let's run. And in this time I'm gonna enter a Hindi language and I'm gonna change into Chinese. You can see I got a Chinese language, and that's how you can translate the text. Let's try another. You can see this is working. Let's say I want to मेरा नाम लोगन है into English. I didn't add English. Okay, let's just add English. You can see I got my name is Logan, and you can see the detected language is Hindi. Let's try another. Let's create another label to the source language and let's add all of the language. I'm not gonna do it. This is your work. I just told you how to create a translator using Tkinter, and whenever we click in here, you can see the translator is doing his job. Let's try last time. And I'm gonna translate this in to Chinese, and boom, that's how you can create a translator using Tkinter. So that is it for today's guys. If you like this, so subscribe my channel, like my video, share this video to other programmer to improve your Python programming language skill, and that's how you can create